This is Little Mac with Mac's Corner. Hope you guys are doing well. And give me a sec, because now I'm trying to figure out, once again, why I'm hearing myself on the stream. So every time I get this thing fixed, something else happens. Well, that one was an easy fix. I just needed to mute the stream. So, no problem there. Well, this is Little Mac with Mac's Corner. Thanks again for all of you who are coming back to join us. Seen a few names I recognize, so hopefully it's because you didn't show up the first day and never left on accident. You're coming to see me, I hope, at least partly. So things not much different from the other day. I got to figure out why the stream quality is still where it is, because I don't know why it would be so low. I've got all my settings right, so I'm working on that on my end. I don't know how it looks on your end. It's not looking too good from my end, to be honest. But it's better than nothing. So I'm going to keep working on that. And where we're at right now is... So yesterday we finally went ahead. We beat the last of the big name hunters. So we have proven ourselves king of the seas. The only thing I know to do left, really, is all the side missions and main story quest. Now, there's a lot of side missions, as you can see, but whose primary function, as far as I can tell, is just to give you resources. Seeing as we can't level up anymore until we go continue the main quest, since we can't level up anymore until we continue the main quest is what I'm seeing, I'm going to focus on main quest, or just moving along those lines. So it's going to be a lot less repetitive than yesterday, which should be nice. And then they finally got a pretty major upgrade, so it's actually pretty sweet. It's a passive upgrade, which I think I mentioned before I really like, and we're going to go ahead and upgrade this as much as we can. So this is the upgrade we got for beating all the hunters. So we got a bunch of electrical shark upgrades, turning us into an electrical shark, which have been nice, but this is the first non-sort of damage dealing upgrade that's a passive, which I really like. So it's going to increase our speed, tail whip damage, acceleration, and pretty much just make us an all-around much more awesome shark. So out of all the upgrades we've had, this is probably the one I'm most excited about, other than the increased bite damage. And obviously, finally got something to spend all these points on. I remember we had all these protein points for forever. But we finally got money to spend them. We got something to spend it on. So there we go. We'll go ahead and max it out. And we should see a pretty substantial... So I mean, if you look on the right, just taking it off reduces the speed quite a bit, and then the damage a little bit, and that's not even factoring in. I don't even think speed factors in things like the acceleration and all that stuff. But, so we're gonna see what else we can upgrade. Anything? So tier 5, tier 5, tier 5, tier 3. All right, we're going to upgrade that tail whip. So it is now tier 4. So we've got tier 4, tier 5, something on every available slot except the head, and the head has only got this, which needs an elder shark, so we got to grow up for that one anyways. All of the upgrades are going to require more blubber, so let's get on and get on getting on. Alright, and so we're done fighting hunters just for the sheer joy of it at this point. And moving on to main quest and having mark it on the map. So I'll be honest, usually I try and come in with saying something about the news, but I have not had the chance today to catch up much with the news. So I don't know too much about what's going on, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'll be excited to hit the main show for that, and go from there for TYT. And if I'm sounding a little bit whatever, I feel fine, I'm doing okay, but I don't know, woke up, I don't know what it was. I'm vaccinated, so whatever it is, I'm sure I'm fine. But not quite 100% self this morning. Uh-oh. Yeah, see, what I don't want to do is I'm done I'm done fighting those guys. It's been fun, but no thank you. So yeah, so if I'm not my usual high energy self, that's the reason why. Oh, I am loving how much I mean, I can feel the increase in speed, which is nice. The not nice part is I don't know why I'm wondering if how much of a challenge these things are going to be moving forward because of the threat level. Yeah. Oh man, I just realized that was a special fish. Yeah, I'd say we're pretty OP level wise because that was I just went at that thing like it was a regular fish. That thing was like a special fish. He was supposed to be like a elite figure. Chomped him down like he was nothing. It's a land shark. Oh, I don't recall having trouble getting up on land. There we go. Yeah, why run? Just sit there. Man, the people are just exploding into little explodey bits at this point now. And yeah, so I've really enjoyed the game. I've had fun, but I'm ready to move on to something else. So I kind of want to beat this on stream at some point here, either this stream or next, and then move on. I'll 100% it offline. So right now, but yeah, it's been fun. Enjoyed it, but ready to move on to play another game. To be perfectly honest, but I don't want to go ahead and finish it up. I don't want to get in the habit I did last time, where I wouldn't finish up games that I started. Dun. Oh man, you know what? I never did look up about mako sharks. I totally meant to. And I got into watching TYT yesterday. Just got excited about that, and just for whatever reason, forgot to do it. I still got to look them up. So I am curious about them. There's some pretty cool looking sharks. That's why I'm curious about them. And I don't think they'd be a man-eater because I feel like I would have heard of them if they were, but or heard of more than just the. I know mako, but I mean I don't know. I just feel like they'd have a larger reputation. But it's interesting because whenever you think of shark, your stereotypical shark, it's funny because the mako shark, assuming that's what they look like in real life, is kind of what I visualize when I first hear like somebody say, "Oh, there's a shark." But if you really go through and look at the different shark species, so many look way different from each other. Where'd you go, buddy? Yummy! It's a fast little MFO. Well, no matter if you're shark or no shark, you're still plenty tasty. I guess the question should be, well, no. I was kind of thinking a lot if I should upgrade my body to go back to being focusing on resource management, or increasing resources, but until we can level up, I guess that's it remains kind of pointless. Oh, yeah, I don't think he did too well. Oh, and I don't know how am I forgetting? Yeah, and I forgot all about my radar. That would help. Be very helpful too. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. There he is. There's a little mackerel. Yeah. So I got to kill 3 more mackerels. That's what I was looking for. Just trying to figure out where the heck they went. Alright, I don't know if he counts. They gotta be the... Well, we're definitely on a feeding frenzy, that's for sure. I don't think there's much running around that's safe from us anymore. And give me a second. Ice pack on my elbow. Bugging me. Yummy. Okie dokie. We need to kill what? One more? Man, these groupers are kind of... Oh. What are you trying to do? Dude, try to sneak up on me. Ooh. Speedy Gonzalez. Yeah, I can see coming here under level would be problematic, just because of how fast these Makos are, if you weren't able to take them on easily. Unfortunately for them, I don't... We did our suffering. We suffered our suffering with the alligators and early on. That's another reason I like to challenge myself early on. It's like, you suck up the pain early, so you don't have to deal with it as much later. Hey, how's it going, B-Fits? Or Michelle, how you doing? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I made it the other day. So, pretty excited. How are you? Hey, I tried to go to your stream the other day, by the way, and you were, for some reason, you had to be a subscriber to chat now, which is fine. And I'll be perfectly honest, I got screwed up on my, I still gotta get your lights, too. I didn't forget. I got my debit card came in, and then, you know how you just do, like, those stupid little things where, I don't know, you're just not used to do something, so you misplace it? So I literally, like, lost it, like, a day after I got it. No, it wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me, unless I was doing something wrong, it wouldn't let me without subscribing. Because the subscription ran out, and, you know, obviously, any other time I'd have just resubscribed. But just because of the issues, I couldn't do it. Oh, maybe. Yeah, you might have been. That might have been why. But don't worry, though. I didn't forget about it. So I still got your lights. Speaking of which, if you could send me a... like a DM or send me something on Discord. You said you found a different place to get the lights. So if you'd already sent it, I couldn't find it. So I can take care of that once the thing gets in again. This Saturday, I can come by, yes. Whether or not my card will be in is a whole other story. But if you just want somebody to come by and spend, you know, just there, yeah, absolutely. What time? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's no problem. I stream at 6, so I'll at least be able to be there from 4 to 6, and I can get there early. And then you said Saturday, right? So I'll definitely be there. I'll see there no later than 4 on Saturday, and then yeah, no, I'll hang out. Yeah, no, I'll stay there, obviously, of course, until I'd stay the whole time, but I'd already scheduled my stream to start. Otherwise, I would have just rescheduled the stream, but it's already scheduled. And then but yeah, as I said, then I don't know, whenever the card gets in, again, for the second time, I've still got your lights on my to-do list, and there's something else I think I promised you I'd do for you that I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but you can remind me about that later. You know me. Always spoiling you. But because I love to, not because I feel like I have to. So you been doing okay? Yeah, I know. Oh, nice. I'll have to check. I haven't seen them yet either. I'll have to check them out. See, I saw you. It was you dancing in your devil's outfit. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, and I tried to stop by, and that's when I couldn't get into the chat. So I was like, oh, well, I'll catch you next time. And I didn't even think about it. I should have gone into your Discord. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, for sure, for sure. So yeah, I made affiliate status, which was pretty cool. It did help. I got rated by somebody else, which really helped out with this, with get that up. But I already had some of the numbers, but it helped with the viewership numbers. So it's still pretty cool. And I've got a bunch of people from TYT, which is that progressive news network I was telling you about. I got a lot of good friends from there who have been very supportive, which has been really nice. Problem is, when I do think when I stream during the day, they've got TYT to watch, which I understand. I'd probably rather be watching them too. But man, the nighttime streams, I don't know if I've got it in me to just be streaming that late. I get tired too easy at this age. Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. Yeah, thanks. I said I raid you too, but I don't know how much good that's gonna do you. But hey, you never know. Whatever, who knows? Down the road, though, it may not be much now, but down the road too. Yeah, I appreciate all the support you've been given so far. It means a lot to me. It really does. Oh, which is another thing. Before I forget, I didn't want to do it without asking, because I remember last. Well, anyways, we'll talk about it later. But I didn't want to do it without asking. But are you cool if I set you up as a recommended streamer for the channel? I'm assuming the answer is yes. I just didn't want to do it without asking. All right, awesome. So yeah, I'll make sure to do that sometime today too, and put you on the. I'm going to put you on the. I don't even have a lot, but with the little list I've got of automatic hosters, I'll add you that too. Okay, sounds great. Hey, take care, Michelle. I appreciate it. It's awesome you stopped by. Thank you. And yeah, definitely. I'll see you Saturday for sure. Have fun at work. Take care. Go get that money. Oh, and I guess I should have introduced too. I forgot. So that's Michelle from Beefits Pilati. I really should have introduced her. It was my fault for not doing that. And she, amazing streamer. She check her out. She does a lot of different stuff from just out on the street VODs, which are kind of fun, especially after COVID. Those of us who've been locked down for a long time, it's kind of neat, kind of getting to go outside. She's going out for the first time too, so it's kind of neat to do. Kind of way to go out in public without going out in public, if you know what I mean. And then she does a lot of she does BFits instruction. She's got pet parrots. Very just a fun person to hang out, fun stream to hang out with. As I said, I don't spend a lot of time with a lot of different streamers, because the few streamers that I do enjoy, I don't see any need to go visit more, because they're just good people. Alright, and that was a positive, good distraction. So it was a distraction, but a good distraction. So now that I'm not distracted, let's get back to eating some fish. Well, specifically the fish we're supposed to be eating. Alright, nice. Ooh, alright, what's in here? second. Yeah, I like this upgrade with the tail that I got. I can like, it's just everything about the... Ooh, what's going on? Mako. Oh! Alright, so it's a shark, but it's a upgraded shark? I don't think it's gonna matter there, buddy. I think I'm gonna be eating you no problem. Yeah, I think when I've gone toe-to-toe with mankind, I don't know if there's any fish in the sea that's gonna be much of a challenge, to be perfectly honest. Ooh, bone fence. Hey, Terry, how's it going, man? You doing well? Number one, I appreciate you stopping by. Yesterday I had fun streaming, but I don't think anybody stopped by, so it was a long time chatting to myself, which is, I could do, but it's always nice to have company. So what you been up to? It's weird. I think I like talking too much, so sometimes I just entertain myself more than anything. And as I think I mentioned before, I used to do YouTube videos. So a lot of ways, the only thing that's really different between streaming and YouTube is that there's no editing, which is kind of weird. So you'd edit YouTube videos, where obviously we don't do that here. But in terms of just kind of keeping up the pace of talking about what you're doing, it's something I kind of learned. I was just kind of naturally good at, and then just kind of got good at with YouTube. So it's not too weird. It's mostly I just kind of get, like, after a while though, I just start talking, and I'm like, okay. I don't know, especially in a game like this, I kind of run out of stuff to talk about, because it gets kind of repetitive. Yeah, exactly. Me either. People wish they could accuse me to be quiet. Yes, I'm one of those people that has been politely told to quiet down on more than one occasion throughout my life. I used to get in trouble when I was different kids get in trouble for different stuff when they're in school. I was literally the kid that would literally be in class, and I don't know if I got bored or what, but I had so little social awareness that I would literally turn around and do a 180 and just start having a conversation with the student behind me while the teacher was like teaching class. Wouldn't even think twice about it. That's how bad it was. Didn't do it to be rude. Wasn't doing it because I just didn't give a shit. It just literally like was so talkative. I just did it without thinking about it. Yeah, mine too. Mine too. That's so funny. That is too funny. Yeah, that was like my biggest thing. Like that was always like the only like discipline issue. They talk about I guess that, and it wasn't like a major thing, so I never really got in trouble for it because it was kind of like, yeah, he's just a talkative little fucker, but he didn't mean nothing mean by it, And then let's see what. I had a point I wanted to add to that. I'm forgetting all of a sudden. If I remember, I'll let you know. Oh, come here. Where are you at? There he is. There you go. I tell you, these are brave divers, though. I know it's only a video game, but geez Louise. We got a shark that's eating like hundreds of people chasing after him. Yeah, me too. That's so funny. I've got the exact same issue. And it's like, I don't even know what to do about it. Because I'm like, well, I turned out okay. Nobody really made a big deal about me when I was doing it. And I turned out okay. And so I just kind of tell her to be careful with it. Not to be rude. But, yeah, I don't, like, stress out about it. And in some ways, it's not the kind of behavior I want to repress. I like, it's good having social. She's got charisma. She's got intelligence. She's enjoys talking to people. I mean... that's not the kind of quality I want to shut down. I mean, yeah, she's got to learn to do it in a more appropriate place, but that comes with age. I mean, she's still 12. She gets a little older, and it'll be different. So how old's your daughter? Sorry, that cracked me up. That's too funny. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, 24. I figured that's what you meant. Age 24, not minus 24. That's why I thought it was funny. You know, when you're like, she's 24 and she's still like that. I'm like, yeah, why? Yep. That's pretty funny. I have a feeling that might be the case with my daughter. Because let's face it, not to stereotype women, but men and women do kind of tend to, as we get older, prioritize how we talk and do stuff. And women definitely do like to talk most of the time. Not all the time. Not all women are like that. So yes, it is a stereotype, but you can't say it's an incorrect stereotype. I wouldn't think. So sorry about the weird chats. I'm voice chatting to Alexa, and for some reason she doesn't watch. For some reason she doesn't like my accent. Like, oh yeah, me too. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said stereotype. If I married a woman who was as talkative as I was, oh my god, we'd be the most obnoxious couple on the planet. Or neither one of us would ever talk, or either that, or like nothing. We'd never communicate because we'd both just be talking and nobody'd be listening. Yeah. So I said, yeah, that's the thing with stereotypes. Stereotypes, the whole point of stereotypes is it's okay to stereotype. The trick is to know that not everybody fits a stereotype. There are exceptions to stereotypes. Like, I'm Irish. I'll be the first to tell you, both from my personal background and my family background, and from visiting Ireland, that the Irish and drinking is a perfectly legitimate stereotype. Like, it's a stereotype, but that is one accurate motherfucking stereotype. To the point where they're doing a study now that they think that one of the reasons that they think Irish people have drinking is such a heavy part of the Irish culture, that one of the reasons why, even despite drinking so much, it's why we have like lower like our livers last longer. Like my liver, despite all the, I mean, I drank like ridiculous amounts. Like my liver, at a point, my liver should have been shot. When I finally started getting healthy, one of the first things they did was test my liver, and it's like my liver was still like perfectly fine. And they're like and the amount that I had been drinking, reported drinking, for the frequency I've been drinking, they were like, your liver should have been like fucking shot, or if not done, it should have been getting pretty close to. You can't, normal people can't drink a liter of alcohol a day every day for years and just have it be okay. And then, nope, your liver is like fucking perfectly healthy, like not a damn thing wrong with it. So I've always kind of wondered if it had to do with my Irish background, both the tendency to be an alcoholic on top of other stuff, and that happening, or me being able to have that not be an issue as part of my recovery. Yeah, it is. It's really crazy. Because it's weird, when you're drinking a lot and you're drunk and you're depressed and you got PTSD. It's not that you don't know you're destroying yourself. It's almost like you know and you don't care. It's almost like a slow form of suicide, to be honest. So obviously, but when you're coming out of it and you finally like snap out of it and you're trying to get healthy again. God, I mean, I know a guy. It was really heartbreaking when I was first recovering. He was in the same AA group I was. When I say AA, it's not with the VA. It's not quite AA. They call it something different, but it's similar to a regular AA group. And anyways, him and I kind of started getting healthy together at the same time, mentally, and stopped drinking. And it was really heartbreaking because by the time he stopped, his liver was so far shot that he only had like about a year and a half, 2 years left. He died like years and years ago. But it's just crazy because he finally went around. He wasn't even that much older than me either. Finally went around and made the right decision, but unfortunately, too little, too late. Yeah, it really is. I think it just depends on where you grew up, who you grew up, and how much of it is part of the current culture. How much of it's part of. Because apparently, like hops and drinking has been part of the Irish culture for like freaking centuries, like thousands of years. Yeah, I mean, it's. I appreciate you saying that. I mean, it's not really. I mean, there's not much I can do about it, you know. So I think about it. I don't like thinking about it, but it's not. It's just I've learned to accept it. I accepted it a long time ago, put it that way, and just found myself grateful to be the one with the, or not to be the one, but to be somebody with a healthy liver, despite, and so that I could learn from those mistakes. Because that's probably the most heartbreaking part of it, is that you can come out the other end of stuff like that a much stronger person, but if you come out of it mentally stronger but your body's done, it's kind of like crap, you know. I was in the Army. I was a field artillery officer in the Army. Went from 2005 to 2015. I never went to Iraq. I did Afghanistan. And I served there both kind of as an artillery guy, also as an infantry officer, serving, and also with civil affairs. The deployment was super complex. It's hard to explain. It was a fucking shitstorm too, is what it was. But most of my career was just straight field artillery. I dealt with the MLRS launchers, the M270 Alpha 1s, which were pretty awesome, and the 777s, the new 155s. So probably the highlight of the career was 2 battery commands. Most people only get 1, but I was fortunate to get 2. The best thing ever is, in terms of career-wise and profession, it's by far the best thing I've ever done. I hated leaving command. Leaving command sucked. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I imagine. Sniper student. I don't know how much of what he did was up close and personal compared to far away, but my understanding is for snipers, even though they're technically far away, it seems up close and personal because of all the scopes, and because it's so one-on-one. They're specifically targeting one person. It's kind of intimate in a weird way, but not in a good way. I guess I got to go back over here. Interesting. Mine came from a combination of just ongoing stress from never being safe on a personal level to extremely toxic leadership. And when I say extreme, I don't mean like, oh, they were bad leaders. I mean the most toxic. I mean, just I don't even want to get into it because if I start talking about it, I'll start getting like mad. Like that's how toxic it was. And with decisions and but not just decisions, but incompetence that wound up getting us into a firefight that really messed me up, man. Like mentally, like messed me the fuck up. From what it did to our soldiers to what it put me in a situation to force me to have to do. And yeah, it fucked me up for a while. And see, a lot of people don't realize too, and this is not me. This is not me like slamming on anybody by any means. But yes, tons of people deployed, but there's still only a small percentage that actually went out and did the actual combat operations. Most people didn't do much. They really didn't. But so what that means though is those of us who did do it, we bore the brunt of it, and we did it all the time, and it got pretty rough. Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. And Twitch channel Stack. Oh, if it's not letting you spell it out for some reason, so Stack. I did not. If it's something you mentioned, I'll be honest, I forgot about it. So if you could please DM me, I won't forget about it on a DM. Unless you DM me and I forgot about it still, but I shouldn't have. I usually don't. So if you DM it to me, I will 100% check it out. All right, let's see here. So you wouldn't happen to, because I don't know if you hear what I said at the beginning of the stream. I mentioned normally I'll start off kind of talking about the news for the day, current events, and my opinion on it. But today I just happened to not have I didn't have a chance to hit the current events yet. So you wouldn't happen to know anything significant going on, like any major stuff, just the same old mansion screwing the world over, or anything significant? Oh yeah, that sounds awesome. Yes, I have not heard of it. If you DM it to me, it's something I 100% would want to check out. Because it's kind of one of those things you learn is just it. People legitimately do care, and we 100% appreciate the caring. But nobody's gonna understand a vet except a fellow vet. It is what it is. It's not a dig on anybody. It's not a punch on anybody. It's just if you weren't there, you just can't understand. Even the most realistic movie can't. It's just nothing like actually being there. Even in a less intense environment. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm glad you you at least understand enough to know you don't understand, which I know sounds silly, but it's actually a pretty big deal and pretty cool. But it's hard for me to kind of keep track of, especially right now, a lot of fast moving stuff going on. Like, how's the stream quality overall? Is it jumping around a lot? Like, how's the sound? How are you hearing me okay? I'm still kind of figuring out how the stream overall is looking. Yeah, it's just, I don't know if you're here earlier. So all I'm doing right now with it is, it's been fun. I've enjoyed playing the Manhunter. It's been fun, but it's starting to get pretty repetitive, so I imagine it's getting kind of repetitive to watch. So at this point, I'm just trying to go through the main quest and beat it, and I'll do my 100% achievement of it later offline. Okay, hey, no, that's awesome. Hey, that works. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I won't say I'm not concerned, but I'm not going to stress it if somebody's sitting on a 3G wireless cell phone. It's not looking good, so yeah. All right, awesome. I just want to. So as long as it's looking good on your end, that means that if it's not looking good on somebody else's end, then it's on them. It's not on me. Is my point that I was trying to make with the 3G comment. Because sometimes it's hard to tell. Because I had somebody on one time who was telling me, "Oh, the stream's bad," and I was new to streaming, so I didn't really know. And so I just kept trying to, and come to find out, it was nothing on my end. It was just they didn't have the hardware to handle streaming. It's called Manhunter. Basically, you start off as a baby shark, and this is a very simple version. You start off as a baby shark, and you grow up into a monster shark. And obviously it's a little sci-fi into it. Though you started off with just kind of regular evolution, not electrical evolution. What I'm liking about it is, one, I'll admit there is just this visceral satisfaction to running around just being a shark with no function but to just eat everything. Like that's literally, like that's all the game is, including people. You eat everything. You get hunted. You eat the people who hunt you, and you upgrade it. But another reason I like it is it's definitely got a pro-environmental message. So the premise is, climate change has been ignored. This is, in kind of a fictitious version of Lauderdale, Florida. So sea levels have risen. It's overtaken a lot of areas that were used to be, on land or now underwater, and kind of the marine life is evolved to a point where it's dangerous to mankind again, and that kind of stuff. And you're like kind of the big danger to mankind. And it's sort of they have like all these snarky comments, like if you stick around, you'll hear them. You just kind of see it's less frequent as when I first started playing, because it was like every 2 seconds it seemed. But you'll like make discoveries and you'll do stuff, and the narrator is just a smart ass as can be, but in a funny way. I love it. It's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, Washington, D.C. is a mess, too. Apex alligator. No, it's not that one. No, it's a normal alligator. So where's... Oh, there he is. Does he seriously have a scarf on him? That's funny. So yeah, so when I started off, like, you started off actually here. I'm here in the bio, which is actually the level 1 spot, and you start off as like a little baby shark, and like even these like level 8 alligators in the beginning of the game were a pain in the freaking butt. I mean, you literally fit in their mouth. so it's been kind of cool, like growing and evolving and getting bigger as a shark. And I've had a lot of fun with it. And I like to run around and pretend, you know, as it's only a video game, so it's just I always have to clarify that for people. Like I'm not advocating sharks running around being able to legally eat conservatives for fun, but because it's a video game, you know, just kind of say like, hey, all the people left here are the climate deniers running around, and we're just eating up. Every human is a conservative climate denier, and then there's this sort of visceral satisfaction of eating them as a shark as they scream around. No, you're good. Hey, it makes sense to me. I'm understanding it. I mean, I don't know what you mean. There's nothing stupid at all about it. I mean, it's nothing in there going on that I'm not understanding or following. So yeah, it's definitely been a fun, awesome game. I've definitely enjoyed it, but this is going to be like the 5th stream of it. And it's just, for me, because I've done it so much, it started to get kind of repetitive, so I'm definitely ready to move on to another game. I've got to figure out what the next game is going to be. I'm trying to decide. I know some streamers will kind of play a game for a bit, and then they won't finish it. And I used to do that with my YouTube with some games, and I got a lot of feedback that people didn't like it when they did that, because it's not really, and it makes sense. It's because sometimes you get a game and people will really get into watching, and it's not fair to get like halfway through it and then just quit. It's like not finishing a movie, you know. So I want to make sure now that I'm starting fresh, that if I go ahead and start a game with a stream, that unless there's just a massive like people hating on the game, that I finish it. And then and then yesterday I finished hunting all these guys down. So that's another reason why it took a while. Because I think I might have done this earlier than I was supposed to. So as you kill humans and eat humans, your infamy goes up, and more people come out to hunt you. So I hunted all the hunters. So they're pretty much, you know, there's still people who will hunt me, but they're all like the generic ones. Nobody like super crazy difficult. And then you got these little different ways that the shark can evolve, which is kind of cool. And depending on what you upgrade with. Yeah, so yeah, and I definitely don't want to be that guy, because it bugged me. I forget who. I think it was Rachel K or something. Anyways, I stopped following her because I'll be honest, I've been supporting her channel for a while, and I'm not overly whatever, but you know, when I started streaming, she didn't even bother to give me a follow back, and I was kind of, you know, I'm not expecting anything crazy, but you know, at least. I was a little whatever, so yeah. So, but anyway, so Rachel K, what she did was she was streaming something at Assassin's Creed Valhalla or something, and I was getting really into it, and then just wound up switched to New World, and I was like, but I never finished the story. What's the story? Yeah, so that drove me kind of nuts. So now I've got to go back and play it myself, I guess. Yeah, I agree. Agreed. Because the thing is, when I first started, I had not intended to stream. So, me streaming, it was never like a lifelong plan or anything, or some grand thing I've been planning for a while. It's just I had YouTubed because I had nothing better to do when I left the Army. It was kind of, I don't know, it was sort of me trying to get mentally healthy on my own, but it backfired because I would get drunk and I would YouTube drunk videos and make an ass of myself, because the videos that are still up are fine, but I would put up some pretty crazy videos drinking that had no business going up, that are down now, obviously, and so it just was bound up being a mess. And so I never had really gotten planned on getting back into it until I started getting into political stuff, and I started realizing that I love to type and write, which is great, but when it comes to communicating certain things are just better said in little short videos, or even long videos if you're trying to like educate. And then the Anna Kasparian debate came, and it just seemed like an opportunity to just do something. So I was like, hey, worst case scenario, I'm still doing what I love, so why not? Felicia, what's the last name? And is she like a famous actress or like a actress like that I would know from TYT or something? And if she is famous, like what kind of movies or whatever has she been? Like maybe like where would I know her from? Whew. Oh, hold on. I love Supernatural. You watch Supernatural? Oh man, we just have a whole new topic of shit to talk about. Supernatural is like, if not definitely one of my favorite fucking TV shows like ever. I love that show. Which character did she play? It's been so long. God, there were so many seasons of that show too. So many guest stars. Which character did she play? I probably remember her if she was at least semi-reoccurring. But I haven't watched it. I like freaking binge watched the entire Supernatural like 2 years ago, and now I've got to go back and rewatch it. Is what I'm thinking. Oh, I love her just as a person. Like, well, let me rephrase. I don't know her, so let me rephrase. I don't personally know her, but just like the actress. Like, I've been following her ever since what was that YouTube thing they had? The Guild. I've been following her ever since that. Yeah, she's one of my favorite. She's like, I wish she was way more. I think she deserves to be way more famous than she is. She's one of my favorite actors and actresses. I love the characters she plays. Yeah, she's awesome in that in Supernatural, but she's played in some other stuff she's awesome at too. No shit. Hey, could you do me a favor? Because I can't. I've got chat scrolling on my game, so I can't really see the actual Twitch. And I don't want to lose it. Can you like DM me the stream? I would love to check out that. I had no idea she streamed. Like, she's basically like she's like one of my favorite people that I feel like I know, but that I don't know and has no idea who I am, if that makes any sense. Like, I swear, I feel like we're like BFFs or something, like, just because of how well I followed her career and her acting characters, but, I don't know her and she does not know me. So it'd be pretty cool, though, to, like, watch her stream. So you like sit back on your TV and you can kind of watch, and then you chat with Alexa. So, it seems kind of cool. Like, how exactly does that work? Yeah, I admit, as much as I'm really good at typing, but I still prefer talking to typing when it comes to getting a point across. Really? I'll have to check it out. Maybe I'll go in there next week or something, or first of the month. Just throw in a big dollar amount just to catch some attentions. Put down some of that big dick energy, just to get noticed. Gotcha. Okay. See, I operate completely from a PC, so I don't know quite how all the television stuff works. I mean, I've heard of it though. So like I know what a Fire Stick is. If that makes sense. I know it kind of operates as sort of a operating system PC for your TV, but it's not an actual computer. But it fills the role of one to get certain things working. Is my understanding. Yeah, no. As I said, yeah. If you haven't already, DM me. I 100% would love to check that shit out. She's like I guess for me, I'm trying to think of why because now that we're talking, I'm trying to think, what is it about her that really just like makes me like adore her so much, having not really knowing her, and I think it's because for me. To me, she's the first cool gamer nerd, female gamer nerd, that was not just cool but made it sexy and all that too. So she was a gamer nerd. She's a total nerd, but she made being a female nerd both fun, cool, and sexy, even though it was a nerd. And for me, she was the first one to do that, and like that was a big deal. Like when it first happened, especially like that was a big deal. Like, because I mean, I come from the generation. I think you might too, where nerds is we're kid. Video games when I was growing up, if you played video games, you were like considered like this little like, whatever. Like people had very negative opinion of video game playing people and nerds in general. When I was a kid, they were not the cool people they were today. Oh, cool. Yeah, so you know exactly what I'm talking about then. Yeah, it's always nice meeting us. So you said you're how old are you again? You said Gen X, right? See, I'm 42, so I was born in '79. So I'm like this weird thing where I'm right at the back end. So I'm a super young Gen Xer or a really old millennial, depending on how you want to look at it. Like I'm like literally like. Right, I like straddle the beginning of the millennial gen and the end of the Gen X, with the key thing being that. Yes, exactly. Yeah, in fact, when girls that were gaming nerds, or just nerds in general, almost had to keep that thing a secret. It was crazy. I mean, it was nuts. I mean, it's bad enough being ostracized as a guy, but women, it was a whole other thing. So I'm going to see if I can get this. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what the point I was getting at, that I kind of missed was Then I don't know. I know everybody thinks that their kind of group or their age group or their whatever is the best. Like I know it's kind of natural, but I've got legit reasons to think that ours is the one that's got it going on in life right now, because we grew up at the perfect cusp of the transition of technology from analog to digital. So we still are aware of what things were like before everything went. We were old enough to know what life was like before everything was digital. The analog was still the primary way of doing things technologically. So we remember that, but we were at the cusp of when digital was coming along, so we grew up with it. So we evolved with it, and we understand it. And we knew where it was when it started and where it was now. And then, just growing up with the Nintendo. But yeah, in the same way, I had an Atari. The NES replaced my Atari, and I grew up with every single system after that. And that is such a unique. I do not think there's another generation in. All right, it's going to sound arrogant. I'll be the first to admit, and maybe it's overly arrogant in terms of our generation, but I can't think of another generation in the history of mankind that would have lived through and observed that much change that significantly over the course of their life. I mean, in terms of technology. I mean, yes, obviously, if you're talking about cultural stuff with religion taking over, or wars. I mean, yeah, even though we've had our fair share of those, but I just mean just the natural stage of human technological evolution. We were just at such a critical cusp of it that I think that the people older than us are too old to understand, because they were too old when it all happened, and the people younger than us, missing out on the analog version and missing out on how it all developed, they don't really get a lot of the impact. And it's almost like they're just born with it, so they don't appreciate it or understand it or what life is like without it. And once you've born into technology, I can see how trying to figure out how life, trying to think about how life would be like without it would be impossible. Yeah! No! Isn't that crazy? Exactly. Hell yeah, exactly. Like, oh, video phones. Like, oh, one of these days, tens and 20, hundreds of years from now, maybe, in Star Trek, the Star Trek communicators are so communicators so futuristic, and all this stuff, and it's like, all these things that back when we were kids seem like, well, maybe in the super, super far end world will happen. I mean, they just happen. Like, all of a sudden out of nowhere, it just became like, it was like overnight. It seems, I mean, it wasn't overnight, but it feels like that sometimes. All right, you know what? I don't care about that license plate enough to worry about that right now. All right. Sorry, I was trying to see if I can get that. I think I might have to evolve more to get it. I don't know. So I'm going to come back to it later. What do I need to do now? But just, we really are straddling such an input from that to the technology, to just from the cultural shift from Reaganomics to, and how bad the conservative vision of the economy has fucked us all up, to where I think we're going progressive wise. I think the progressive movement is just now barely getting started. We haven't even put our boots on yet to start kicking some teeth in figuratively speaking, because we haven't really had the chance to. And now that we're finally starting to, I think there's a lot of old-fashioned level thinkers who are in for a whole world of hurt, because I don't think they fully appreciate just how pissed off we are, because they played the same games they played for centuries. But unlike before, we know what's going on. Like, and we're well aware of how screwed we're being screwed. And the fact that the only reason they're getting away with it is because they're manipulating basically, the corrupt leadership boomers have been effectively manipulating the dumb boomers and getting away with it, and we've been the victims of it. And there's going to come a point where that's not going to happen anymore. And I don't know about everybody else, but economically, I'm out for some vengeance. Not physically harm anybody, but economically, like, I want the rich to know what it means to be poor again. I want them to be forced to learn empathy by experience, if that makes sense. We don't need any more Megan fucking McCains in the world running the country. And I mean, the fact that someone like Meghan McCain, that her opinion has the significance it does, says everything that needs to be said, in my opinion, about why inherited wealth is so dangerous and inherited power is so dangerous. Exact same thing, man. Similar story. Or ma'am, or sorry I keep calling you a guy. For some reason I thought you were a guy, and so sorry if I keep calling you man. But no, exact same thing. I had to medically retire from the Army because of my PTSD. So while physically I was okay, mentally I was a freaking mess. And so a lot of time on my hands, and the exact same thing happened. Oh, that would drive me nuts. All right, well, you're sharing something, so I'll share you a little something. So my mom wound up remarrying. So my mom and dad got a divorce. I won't get into that. The details of that is their business. So I won't share that on public stream. But what is partly my business and why I'm sharing it is she remarried this. My dad's a liberal. I mean, my dad's a very highly educated liberal guy. She married this utter redneck of a man, far right wing conservative. Nothing like. The thing is, my mom's a liberal, so I never did figure it out. And I got to the point where long before COVID. This is long before COVID. I stopped going to the house. I basically had to cut her off because I wasn't dealing with him anymore. He was that bad. I was just like, I'm done. Like, it was ridiculous. So just out of curiosity, when you say partner, and obviously it doesn't matter to me one way or the other in terms of the morals of it. I'm just curious, male partner or or a female partner? And I want to confirm you are a girl, right? Or a guy? Because at first I thought you were a guy, then you said something that made me think you were a girl, and so I'm just, as I said, doesn't matter. I'm just kind of curious the dynamics, so I have a better understanding of, when you're talking about your relationship. Gotcha. Okay. Hey, that's all good. I was just curious. So how long you guys know each other? You said he was in the Army. You said he was the sniper. That's right. Okay. That's right. You're going. Yeah. So you kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, but yeah, sniper. I don't. I never play. See, I still want to look up and see if that's true. See, it's comments like that from the narrative that I actually think might have basis on fact, even though it's a video game. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, I never play like kind of the who has the worst PTSD thing ever. So that's not what I'm saying here. But if anyone were to have some that they would understand of mine, or even possibly worse, it would definitely be a combat sniper, without a doubt. So if I mean, just without a doubt, it would not surprise me. If mine was bad, it would not surprise me if his was worse. From what I do know, I've never dealt personally, but I know enough about how they train and operate that would be some crazy shit. Because it seems so much more personal. What I wound up, the things that happened with me were. Obviously, they were personal just by the nature of what they were, but it all happened so fast, and there wasn't really time to think, and it was just, something. Whereas I hear from a sniper's perspective, it's just when you're, you're literally like, I mean, even though you're like maybe, 1,000 meters plus away, because of all the scopes and the optics, it's like they're like right in front of you. And I can see where that would really get to someone. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why when you brought it up, I wanted to go there. Because the reality is, the number of people who can understand us are, it's just, only we can understand each other. And the crazy thing, because even our experiences are so different, we can only understand each other to a point. Because even the nature of PTSD itself, even combat PTSD can be different depending on what kind it is. You got the PTSD that comes from never feeling safe because you're always worried about an IED going off. Then you got the kind that talk about with your friend, and then I've got my own kind, which, I'll share another time. I'm just not in the mood to share right now. But it was pretty intense. Yep. And I can imagine where that seems very, as I said, up close and personal, even if you're not right next to him. And the targeted for me, what I think it would be is the targeted nature of it too. Even though it's perfectly legal, it's not murder. So first, I'm not saying it is, so I want to be very clear. That's not what I'm saying. But I can see where people would start feeling guilty like it was murder because of how targeted it was. It's not just some random whatever. You're specifically targeting a specific person for a specific reason. And even though it's legal and justified and you've been ordered to do it, I can get how someone would feel like that. Oh, yeah, that can be bad. I mean, I never judge. Hey, I'm never gonna tell them how to handle or deal with their issues. But let me put it this way: I know for me, trying to pretend it wasn't an issue is what made it an issue. We'll put it that way. I mean, my biggest problem was like understanding it was an issue, but thinking it was an issue I could solve myself, and I was tough enough to keep under control myself, and that's exactly why it spiraled out of control. To the point where I think I've told you the story before that I threatened a congressman. I got super drunk. I had the FBI raid my house. Like, just ridiculous. Which wound up being the best thing ever, because if it had not happened, I am fully convinced I'd be dead right now. So. Gosh, man, even with therapists, I don't know the rules on that one. I did some confidential stuff, but nothing that I couldn't talk to therapists about. There's some stuff I still can't talk to like in public about. And there's some stuff that I still just wouldn't feel comfortable personally doing. But I didn't do anything that would be that was so top secret I couldn't talk to therapists about. Today's Thursday, right? I'm trying to figure. So it should be Zinc and Anna on today, I think. I hope. Well, I shouldn't say hope. I mean, I always love anyone on is always good. It's just I just think it's because it's how I started watching TYT. As great as everybody else is, like I love Brett, I love JR, I love John. They're all great to have on, but for me, it's just Zinc and Anna is still always the best combo. My favorite combo to watch. And I think it's just because of their history. I think it's just they flow together really well, and I guess probably just because that's what I'm used to. Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for his personal situation. I mean, if he went on some high-class black ops shit for the president, assassinated the, some president of Uganda or something, I'm just making shit up. But so I don't know what level classification he did. I just know I didn't do anything that was a level I couldn't talk to. I mean, I knew top secret stuff, but I didn't need to talk about the top secret stuff to talk about my PTSD and what I did. Whereas if he was off doing some super squirrel black ops stuff as a sniper, then Lord knows what he can and can't talk about. What's going on? Sorry, I hit the M button. I thought, and now it's loading. So. Oh, okay. Hit the next stage. It's like that's the one who mutilated us when we were a baby. Not everybody made to be a fisherman. I think he's the in-game boss. So this is how it started. So he's the one we start off the game. You're a adult, like fully powerful mama shark, just to kind of run around wild to give you a taste, I think, of what it's like to be fully grown. Then he catches you automatically as part of the story, and when he catches the mother, he cuts what is currently now our current shark as the baby shark out, and he mutilates us. So that's how we got the scar on the right. And he was getting ready to cut our fin off, which is kind of one of those kind of atrocious things that bad shark hunters do. Before we could do it, we bit his arm off, so that's why he didn't have an arm anymore. And now he's trying to chase us down or something, or we're out for revenge. It's kind of the subplot. But you can see, like, he's like this, he's the quintessential toxic male, which, ironically, the more they make a caricature of him, the more he sounds like a real conservative. That's the thing. That's the thing that conservatives don't get, is the more people make cartoonish figures of them to identify them, the more they like literally sound realistic to a real conservative. That's the crazy part. Like that, there's nothing about that guy that made me go, "Oh, that's just, that would never, a conservative like that would never exist in real life." I'm like, no, that's pretty much conservatives in a nutshell, right there. So then he's got his liberal son. So they said earlier in the game, his son's a liberal. So they've got that going on, and so you can definitely see the even though it's a shark game, there is a political message to it, which is kind of why I wanted to play it. I'm going to try and find games that have a balance between being fun to watch, entertaining, but also have some sort of political background, so that we, with people we can discuss with anybody who wants to discuss it. But the short answer is, hopefully I get to eat them up now. So I guess that was the long answer. Short answer is we're getting ready to fight him, and I don't know. Seal? Oh, I don't want to eat a seal, but unfortunately there were too many points. It really says something about me that I actually didn't exactly want to eat the seal, but I have no problem eating the people in this game. Like zero, like none at all. But I legit was kind of like, I didn't really want to eat the seal. Oh, we're on to the next grotto, okay. Oh, that's cool. No problem. I don't know exactly where I cut off, but I was saying that. So, give me a second. So I was saying the short version of what I was saying, anyways, is the Pete guy is like a absolute toxic toxic masculinity display of a person with his liberal son. When we were baby sharks, he caught our mother, cut us out. He's trying to defend us. And we bit his arm off before he could do it to escape. So that's why he's got like little claw fingers. And what makes him so funny to me is he's such a caricature of, but is he really? Because nothing about his personality is really that off from right wingers I've met. It's like almost like right wingers have become a caricature of themselves, because he's designed to be mock them in that kind of way as being such an exaggeration of these hardcore conservatives. But I swear, it's almost realistic as opposed to an exaggeration. Was kind of what I was babbling on about. In terms of fighting them, at some point, yes. At what point we're going to, I don't know. But rather than doing all these, like going through all these side missions like I had, one of the challenges I've got right now is I can't even level up at this point because I'm at max level. I think it's I hit a certain stage, so I'm not even gaining level up points. So I'm not even trying to do side missions right now. I'm just trying to move on with the main stuff, which right now means this. These blue quests. And see, I got this big radar, so it lights up stuff pretty easy. But I'm not really. If I come across it, I'll get it. But I'm not going to chase it down. Swordfish. Swordfish over a mako shark. That's interesting. I never really thought about that much. So when I was a kid, I used to eat swordfish just because I ate it one time. For some reason, it was such a big deal. Like I haven't had it in forever. It's like a fish steak almost. But I remember I got it for my birthday once because it was like the most expensive thing on the menu. You can order anything on the menu. Like, when you're a kid. When I say kid, I mean kid. Like Red Lobster, I don't know, whatever seafood place it was. And I wanted to get swordfish, and I liked it. So then it became my thing to get swordfish. Ooh, hammerhead shark. The reason I bring that up is there was a swordfish there, and I'm curious. I've never how aggressive are they? And now that I think about it, I've never. Do they actually use their swords, like their thing, to spear other fish? Like I never really, until this game, never really put much thought into it, even though I've eaten them before. Yeah, I'd say we definitely came here a lot more powered than we were supposed to. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, sounds great. Or I keep calling you man. That sounds good, Terry. Damn, I didn't know you could catch them. Yeah, that would freak me out too. What the? Holy schnappoli. My understanding is that they aren't typically man-eaters, but they have been known to or something like that. They don't usually attack people, but they will attack people. Yeah, so these questions are supposed to be like hard because you're supposed to go out and kill these fish with these shark around, but I'm like so OP I don't even think it really matters. Hey, no, that's cool. No rush. Hey, take your time. Heck, I just really appreciative that you're coming and hanging out. I love having. One of the reasons I wanted to do this is I spent so like just to hang out with people, and have some. So, but yeah, don't feel like you're trapped or anything. You're not stuck here. So if you come back, great. I'll see you when you get back. If you find out you get busy, no hard feelings. I'll see you when I see you. But I definitely enjoy talking with you, especially about all the veteran stuff. Gotcha. Believe it or not, I did hear you say. I did understand what it was saying. I knew you were not telling me it was not a baby. That you were saying it's okay, baby. So don't worry. I understood. It's like the more she learns your voice, the more she screws it up. That's funny. It's because she's getting it wrong, but she thinks she's getting it right. Maybe I don't know. That's too funny though. I've never had an Alexa or even messed with them. Part of me, now you've got me curious to see what they're like. Oh. I do not. I use Android. Not for any particular loyalty reasons. That's the phone I've had, and I've just stuck with Android since I got it. But I have absolutely zero opinion on the Android versus iPhone stuff. They're like a Siri except worse. Gotcha. All right, good to know. I've never messed with a Siri either. Man, I legit don't like eating the seals. There's worth too many points not to, but it's only a video game, or I definitely wouldn't. But it's just funny to me because I legit don't like doing it to the seals, but I have absolutely no problem just eating all the video game people in this game alive. I wonder what that says about my personality. Whatever he gets rid of, you end up with. Oh, hey, you can always trick him into making you get the first one. Not trick him, but convince him. I have I don't know what you call our relationship. I always got to be careful because I'm married, so she's technically my wife, but it's not an exclusive relationship. It's more of a co-parenting relationship, but it's not entirely. I don't know what the hell kind of whatever it is. But anyways, yeah, she's got ways of convincing me to make sure that she always has the newest phone. Yeah, so sometimes because people like this, it's just very hard to explain my relationship with her. Because it's more of like best friends than it is like a romantic partnership at this point. But we have a daughter together. But we're also we've also had discussions on if one of us were to actually meet somebody else, how that would play out, what it would look like, and all that kind of stuff. So we've had that conversation. So it's just a very weird dynamic. Not to us though, like we're okay with it. Like we're fine with it. But other people like really have a hard time understanding it sometimes. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm glad you at least if you maybe understand, or if you don't understand, you kind of get like not everybody's got a different way to live life. I don't. Rural Georgia. I've been to Fort Benning. I've been to. Is it anywhere? You live anywhere near that? Exactly. And then just how people want to transition that friendship is very individualistic to the couple. Because the reality is especially having been in a marriage as long as I have, I don't think marriages survive this long without some pretty just kind of like very open communications and just not treating each other like they're trapped. Obviously, everybody's got responsibilities, everybody's got and that's all what needs to be communicated. What's okay, what's not okay, what the boundaries are, and what's expected just, financially and cooking-wise and chore-wise, whatever. I mean, that's the level of communication that's needed to get relationships, to get marriages and relationships that last 20 years. That's what it takes. And that requires two grown-up, very mature people able to handle very complex stuff, which a lot of people aren't quite able to do nowadays, sometimes it seems. Exactly. And I think too many people are trying to basically say, oh, society says this is what it should be like. This is what society says a relationship looks like. And then trying to fit it in there without realizing, look, just do you. At the end of the day, society gets shit wrong all the time. Whoever said society was right about jack shit. Excuse my language. Oh yeah, definitely yeah, kids, yeah. I mean, I'll be the first, my wife and I'll be the first to admit that if it weren't for kids, we probably would not have lasted through a certain hump of our marriage. But the decision was made. And the thing is even though we're married, it's like I said, we're married, but we're not married, because at the same time, we both understand that, if we were to really meet somebody who just really blew us out of the water, we understand that, and we both have an agreement on how that would work out. But who says that's ever going to happen? Because we're both so picky that the odds of that actually happening are next to nothing. But yeah, when you get kids involved, it's not just about you and your partner anymore. It's about raising a kid, and then that becomes your goal. You're no longer out to be whatever's with each other. You've got a co-responsibility to raise a kid. So don't worry about it. All right, fair enough. Sounds like a plan. Something trying to chase me? I think I'm not in the mood to eat it right now. Let's see what's going on over here. I definitely like the game now where it's opened up. So when I first started, it was just in that little bayou, and it was kind of claustrophobic. But now that it's opening it up, it's kind of a lot more fun. Honestly, us too. I would like to say it's because we're such amazing parents, and I do think we've done a good job parenting. So I do think that's part of it. But I swear, sometimes I think some of it's just luck. Some, just some of it's just how's your kid born. I mean, if you just happen to have somebody who's a kid who's born a sociopath, I don't know if there's much you can do about that. I can't believe that worked, but it worked. Getting the license plate in the video game I'm talking about. I bought it, but I never actually played it. If you're talking about the one with the dinosaurs. Like that survival game. I bought it on a discount and was going to play it, and then I never actually did. Because I was told it was basically full of a lot of toxic people that if you were a noob, it just was too miserable to enjoy. So it's not that I ever said, oh, I'll never play it. I was like, well, I got to be in the right mood to play this game then. And I've just never found myself in the right mood. Now, if you ever wanted to stream, or if you just wanted to play together on a stream, I'd love to learn how to play. It's the kind of game I think would be best played with other people, as opposed to trying to go in solo. Especially as the first time is what I've heard. Yeah, that's what people were telling me. They were like, if you go in there solo, just trying to enjoy the game, they said you're going to be miserable because you'll spend hours gathering resources just to have somebody come in and take them all from you. And they said it turns into just this huge waste of time, and it's not any fun. And they said, oh, really? And see, I played Rust before, but what I like about Rust is which is very similar, is my understanding. But no dinosaurs. But see, Rust starts over, so no matter how strong or powerful or whatever you get, every I want to say 30 days. Anyways, every little while, it starts from scratch. So you can't just become like the king of a server, and then just bully it from now until the dawn of time. Because in Rust, you play for a while and everybody has fun, and then eventually everything resets. What the fuck? Are you serious? Now, as horrible as that is, that actually makes me want to play the game a little bit more now too. Not to do those things, but just because of wait, what? Just the fact that that's possible to do in a game is a little crazy. Like, are you serious? What in the world? Well, what's the point of draining your blood? Oh my word. It's like I said, I don't want to be one of the mean people. I'm just fascinated by a game that lets you do that. Because that definitely seems pretty freaking crazy. Well, let me know if you're ever interested in playing before one of my streams or something. It doesn't even have to be a stream. I mean, I'll play with you offline too. So I don't want to just lock it into a stream. I just think it might be more fun to do on a stream. I'd love to try it out and play on stream with you guys if you guys were down. So I'm looking for a game to do after this anyways. So if it's something you're interested in, let me know. That might be something fun to do for next stream. And I've already got the game, so it'd just be a matter of playing it. You guys, I'm gonna walk in not knowing anything. You guys have to be like the what do you call the professional bodyguards or something. I don't know what you call. So I don't turn into somebody's scientific experiment. Yeah, it's entirely up to you. It's just and if you can stream as well. If you can't, then we can still play together, and I'll stream it. Or if you can stream, we can both stream together. You can stream from yours, however you want to do it. But yeah, it seems like the kind of thing would be a lot of fun to play. I love playing together. That's one thing I have not done in forever, which actually now that you and I are talking, I'm realizing is another opportunity presented by this streaming, is to play multiple multiplayer games with people I actually know, as opposed to just random strangers on the internet that I play with for a little bit, and then, just for like a PvP session and then never see again. So yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, let me know once you've kind of figured out if you want to do it and when you want to do it, what you think the best way is to do it, and whether you should set it up, I should set it up, or whatever, and then I'll work to make it happen if you're interested. But 100% down to do it, though. I don't just say stuff to say it. If you're interested, I'm 100% down. My very first online game, what's your definition of online? Just online at all, or online competitive? My very first online game was Age of Empires. Crazy as that sounds. The very first one, Age of Empires 1. I didn't even know multiplayer was a thing until then, back when the internet was still dial-up. That was my first time. And the whole concept of playing against other people online was just amazing to me. I loved it. Yeah, that's cool. It's no rush. So I've got a Discord chat. I can't really do much here right now, but what I can do too is I'll shoot you a DM after this, and then I'll shoot you my some of my personal information just to see like email and stuff. And we can coordinate. And it's not anything that has to happen like tomorrow. There's no rush. Just let me know when you're down to do it, because I stream almost every day at this point. Is what I've decided. Just because I enjoy doing it. It keeps me sane. It allows me to talk politics without getting so into it, because I'm still playing games and chatting with people, and they can keep me sane. And then yeah, playing games would be great. Yeah, especially if you have yours. So I know for very justifiable reasons, I know a lot of females have their Twitch on block. You have to be friends or whatever before someone can send you a message. And I think it might. I don't know if it's the other way around or not. Oh yeah, I imagine. Yeah, I tell you. Some people say everything with Trump is so horrible for the country, for dividing us. Honestly, in a weird way, I think it's almost healthy and Carthagenic, because or whatever that word is. I'm trying to use a word fancier than I should be using right now, I think. Because I don't think we realized not just how different we were, but how toxically different we were. Like, I think we were dealing with people in our everyday lives that were very racist, very bad people, and we just didn't know it. And I think knowing it and getting it all out in the open and getting all that nastiness out, so that it can be purged in a figurative sense, I think is incredibly important. So that's in a weird way. That's why I don't necessarily think Trumpism is such the evil it was, because I don't think he turned people into anything. I don't think people were one way and he turned them into another. He just brought out the worst in people that was already there. Is my personal assessment. Exactly. Ooh. I just realized there's all sorts of... See, I'm used to being in places where there weren't that many different kind of fish. There's all sorts of kind of different fish here. And when you tell him that he didn't vote for Trump, yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm sure. See, I don't know what it is with me. I mean, I guess everybody's different. After leaving the Army, I vowed to never touch a gun again, actually. In fact, the great irony of why I got in trouble with the congressman was he was he was not going to sign. It was Congressman Goodlatte. You know, he's not here anymore. He's alive, but he's not in Congress anymore. He was my congressman, and he was refusing to sign gun control legislation that would basically keep crazy people from owning a gun. Was the bottom line of it. So I was like, I'm a huge ever since the Army, I won't even touch them. I mean, I suppose in a extreme circumstance, like, you know, apocalyptic type whatever, sure, but other than that, I refuse to touch them ever again. I'm very anti-gun law after the Army. The Army made me that way. After experiencing what they can do, I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to have anything to do with them anymore. But anyway, my point being, so I basically started threatening him, but it was all under the thing saying like, see, you don't want me to own a gun. Look, I'm insane. Why do you want me? See, I'm threatening you. You know, and I would make a threat, and I'd be like, oh, see, and I'm gonna go. If you don't sign this legislation, it'll be legal for me to go buy a gun, and I can go get the gun even though I'm nuts. So why don't you sign it so that it won't be legal? So there's just crazy stuff like that that when you're drunk made perfect sense. But obviously the FBI and the don't take that kind of stuff very well. Luckily, the judge took mercy on me and recognized that it was one. I never actually had any intent, so it was never actually a real threat. He understood that it was meant as satire, as badly as it came off. That ultimately, that's what it was meant as. So even though it was perceived as an actual threat, it was not an actual threat, or ever intended to be an actual threat. So I wound up being able to get help as opposed to get jail. Thank God. And I'm sure, he took my military history and stuff into account too. I'm sure if I had just been some Joe Blow nobody, it would have been a whole different story. Whew. Yeah, I mean, see, I did not grow up in an alcoholic family, but now that I know how much damage it does, I won't touch it. Sure, yeah. In fact, you know what I'm going to do, since you're leaving anyways too, and actually I need to take a break for a second. I'm going to take probably about a 30-minute break, and then I'll be back as well. So take your time. I'm going to take a break too. Because I don't know how some of these streamers go on for 8 hours without a pause. That's not me. I need to go use the bathroom and stuff too. I'll be back. Whoop. Alright, well, I'm back from break, and I guess that's good timing, because something decided it was going to eat me. Alright. Yeah, I definitely wish I'd gotten out to this part of the game a little earlier, to be honest. I think I spent too much time hanging out in the... I like being out in the ocean. It's kind of cool. Where do I need to go next, though, is the question. Interesting. Alright, so, as I said, right now I'm mostly just trying to continue with the main story quest so that I can start leveling up again. I'm still not letting me go past an adult, which is weird. Ooh, people! Still the best meal. Or really at all. Oh, that's a lot of sharks. Well, that's a way lot of sharks. What in the world? What the heck? Unfortunately for them, we are a Pokemon evolved. Oh yeah. Yummy. Shit, I didn't even fully register we were being hunted. I kind of did when we went after the people, but it didn't quite click. So, hey, that works. That's a lot of dead sharks. Well, no, one dead human. Oh, it's so much more fun when they're out in the middle of nowhere like this. Da-da-da. He ate my shark friend. I think the shark ate my friend. Is what I think he was trying to say. There you go. All right. Kill the apex predator. Yeah, that's what killing the apex predators are almost easier than the. The regular fish, just because I don't gotta hunt them down. It's just one of them. I don't gotta go kill 10 of them. Figure out where the heck they're all at. Darn, darn, darn. Get over here. I was supposed to be electrifying him. Yummy, yummy. Oh. Okay, he's big enough where we're still catching separate pieces of meat. Interesting. No, it's stuck in there. Alright. What's in here? Alright, this is a very maze-like place, it seems. Alright. Oh, man. I'm stuck in a cave. I hate getting stuck in caves. Well, it's not stuck, but lost, I guess would be the better word. I'm sure there's a way out. This happened to me yesterday. And as I said, is exactly why I never want to be a cave diver. I see though, because yeah, you go cave diving and you're just kind of chilling, you're just having fun, you're not really thinking about it. Oh, it's so beautiful, and you're swimming around, and all of a sudden you forget where the hole is you came in on. That would be some freaky ass shit, I ain't gonna lie. Now I know you're supposed to put line. I know the professional cave divers that do it safely have got all these like tools of the trade, you know, like lines that, guidelines that lead them out and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, if you do it right, I'm well aware it's perfectly safe, but not worth the risk. For me, anyways. Alright, and what's next? Log. Carnival Sins. Okay, where's that at? Trek quest. Just eat 10 people, that's it? I eat 10 people for breakfast snack. Alright, and we'll... Alright, we'll go back and kill more humans here in a second. Let's see. Now, what would make this game much more interesting to me, or not, that's the wrong word, but fascinating is if they didn't always know what the right shark was and they started chasing down the wrong shark. A la the original Jaws. Get in the water. There we go. Yep, we're good. Back out of the water. One more human. Yummy! Well, weren't all born to chase down and murder animals for a living, for sport. I have no problem with hunters who hunt for food and actually eat their food and eat it, as so long as it's also part of a depopulation efforts. But people who hunt purely for the sheer sport of it, I don't get it. I guess you gotta watch. Sometimes you get depopulation is an issue, but I don't see how killing an animal should be fun in real life. Yummy. All right, and now. Main quest. I was going to say is that when I was on break, I took Tylenol because my back was hurting, and I was just realizing that it was Tylenol PM, so I might have to cut the stream a little early because I'm already feeling it, which is pretty crazy. I didn't think it worked quite like that. Well, apparently it does. Okay. What's the next main quest? This is interesting. Does it have any main quest? What? I don't get it. Alright, well. Oh, maybe we... Okay, we gotta kill the apex predators, okay. Hammerheads are not traditionally food fish, except if you're a shark. Then everything is food fish. Got it. I'm kind of curious about the shadow fin upgrade. All right. So yeah, that's why I kind of feel that's why I might cut the stream early, just because I can already feel myself getting tired. And then I'm not going to be so talkative, and that's not going to be so interesting. Which I guess is kind of arrogant for me to assume me talking is automatically interesting, but it's got to be more interesting than me not talking at all, I would think. Dun, dun, dun. Whoa! Well, that tail whip is getting pretty brutal. Way more than our bite. It's interesting. Our tail whip didn't start off as much. It's turning into our most powerful attack. Hey, low government's what you want. Low government's what you get. Be careful what you wish for. Man, what the heck's going on? Why can't I need to be going underground somewhere? trying to. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, I was gonna say it's gotta be a way to get in, maybe a way inside or something. Oh crap! Oh, I hate to do this, but man, I didn't mean to say. I didn't realize the Tylenol PM until after I took it, and now I'm 100% gonna go take a nap before TYT. So, unplanned end to the stream. I apologize, but I'm literally all of a sudden ready to just like, yeah, just lie down. So I think I'm gonna go do that. Holy crap! I didn't realize how bad that stuff hit you. Hopefully I'll make it to TYT. Well, thanks for everybody who came along. Thank you for showing up, spending time here. Very much appreciated. I'll be on again tomorrow. This time I'll make sure to not accidentally, take medicine that makes me sleepy halfway through the stream. So we'll go ahead and do this. Raid TYT. There we go. Two whole people.